Okay, so question 8. You should have cubbed the question already. If you haven't, please do that now. And let's see how you got on. So, a student investigated the current through some devices. They repeated the experiment 3 times. Okay, here are their results. Calculate, it's a calculate question, so calculate the average current. Besides that, through the bulb in amps, that's important. Show you're working. Okay, show you're working clearly, and it's worth 3 marks, which is quite a lot for working out the average. So straight away alarm bells are ringing because that seems like a lot of marks. I might expect an average to be 1 mark, maybe 2 typically, but to be 3, just to find 1 average, that suggests there's something else going on here. And remember, the examiner is sneaky, they will try and catch you out. So 3 things I've got to do. I'm after 3 marks. So I'm looking at calculating the average for this line here. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite the values. So the values are, so test 1. Test 1 was 12, 2 and 3. So test 2 and test 3, 12, 40 and 14. Now, to work out the average, the mean average is the sum of values, so add them all up, divided by the number of values. So the number of values, in this case is 3, and the sum of the values will be 12 plus 40 plus 14. Except, remember, there's something peculiar happening. I'm worried about something because of that 3. That's alerted me to something. And also I've noticed that this 40 looks way out. 12, 14, 14. If you repeated the same test 3 times, one result was 12, another result 14, and another result 40. That 40 looks odd. It does not fit the pattern. Okay, now we would call that anomalous. It looks like a mistake. And the most usual mistake is human error. Maybe the person wrote it down wrong. Maybe they copied off their friend who was reading the current out to them, and they said 14, but the person heard 40, and they wrote it down incorrectly. Either way, we think that's a mistake. So if we were going to do the test, if we had the time, we would repeat that result. But the first thing we have to do is we have to ignore it. So we ignore anomalous results. Okay, always. So our average now, so we're going to ignore that one entirely, which means our average equals 12 plus 14 divided by, now there's only 2 values, divided by 2, which gives us a total of 13 amps. Okay, now in terms of showing my working, these 2 lines here, so below the pen, would be enough to show what I've done. It may well be that you might have to explain that this one's anomalous, it doesn't fit the pattern. Okay, you might have to do it in another part of the question. But the important thing is you've spotted it. And because of that, you would get 1 mark for ignoring the anomaly, 1 mark for the correct answer, and 1 mark for the correct substitution. If you did not ignore the anomaly, you'd still get 2 marks. Okay, if you did 12 plus 40 plus 14 divided by 3, you'd still get 2 marks, unless the question said be sure to look out for anomalies or said something else. Okay, next question. Could you cub question 9 please?